Bennett. Wide receiver, 6 foot, 165 pound senior, Andrea Stark. At running back, 5'10", 175 pound senior, Connor Poisington. At quarterback, 6'2", 160 pound junior, number 25, Grady Earl. At wide receiver, 5'10", 150 pound sophomore, Jack Cunningham. On offensive line, 6'3", 175 pound junior, Joe Giglieri. On offensive line, 6 foot, 230 pound senior, Cody Whitman. Offensive line, 6'3", 250 pound junior, number 69, Evan Stanford. Offensive line, 6'6", 290 pound sophomore, number 74, Edgar Hernandez Torres. Offensive line, 5'11", 205 pound senior, number 77, Raymond Bernardez. And starting at wide receiver, 5'9", 150 pound junior, number 84, Jonathan Quintans. I'd also like to introduce head coach Clay Easley and his assistants, Jason Acosta, Rick Bonaventura, and Owen Breno. Refereeing tonight's contest is referee Robert Schauger, umpire Don Gossard, Ed Lineman, Tamore Simpson, line judge Vance Dana, back judge Joe Spencer.
I was inevitably there with the band when my brother played the bass trombone in the pet band when he was in high school 30 odd years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem. The Vashon Pirate Band, directed by Mr. Dan Baker. Coupeville won the toss and deferred to the second half. Vashon will receive.
Okay. Vashon, and welcome to the Voice of Vashon and Pirate Football from Bud Snaza Field. I'm John Yates, and along with Sean Robertson, we're going to be bringing you all the action tonight. That's Sean Robertson, VHS student.
Hello.
And Sean, Pirates had a close one last week and playing Coupeville tonight. What do you think?
Well, I like the Pirates' chances a lot more than I have, really, in any game this season. with the exception of maybe Klahowya last week. They've got Connor Hoisington back playing, and with him at full strength, he's a really great offensive weapon that the Pirates can really use to kind of up their game a little bit in terms of offensive production and just putting points on the board. So there's definitely a lot to look forward to in this game, especially considering Coupeville are on a 2-game losing streak.
Right. So they're 2-2 on the season, won their first 2 games of the year, and then have dropped the last 2. 1-2, and the Squally League opponent of the Pirates, Charles Wright Academy. So Coupeville is set up to kick off. Pirates are to receive. Their deep men are Saul Dennert and I think Isaac Agetto.
I'm trying to see.
I think it's 10, number 10. Is that right? Or 18?
I see 18 and 7.
Okay.
That's Dennert and Connor Hoisington.
Ah, yeah, makes sense they'd have Connor back there.
I would say.
Here's a run up to the ball, and kick is away. It's a long kick. It's going to go right to Hoisington. He's going to pick it up on about the 19-yard line. Connor steps up the field, across the 30, up to the 35, still on his feet, and finally pulled down at around the 37-yard line where the Pirates will start their first offensive possession.
Looked pretty solid to me.
Yeah.
He was running well.
Yeah.
Got reasonable return.
Right,
Nothing to complain about.
Connor missed the first, 3 games of the season with a concussion? Is that what it was?
I think it was the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, because last week was the 4th game. Pirates are 0-4, of course, but as people probably know, they come out. We're still going to have Grady Ellis as the quarterback in the backfield for the Pirates. Hoisington in the running back position takes the pitch from Ellis, cuts up the field across the 35 all the way down to the 40-yard line. Slow getting going. Kind of a poor pitch. Connor had to handle it, and then had Coupeville coming right at him before he was able to head upfield.
Credit to Hoisington for dodging a tackler and really making something out of that play because it wasn't looking good there for a while.
Right. And that's the thing about Hoisington. He just brings a lot of toughness to the Pirates.
Yeah.
And I apologize. That's Grady Earl at quarterback for the Pirates. His first pass of the game. He drops back and intercepted. Looks like it's going for a pick 6. It's picked off right by Coupeville. That's number 4. Hunter Smith, one of the captains, takes it back 45 yards for a Wolf touchdown.
Well, you just saw right there, Smith, he just isolated. He saw where the ball was going to go. He knew where he was in relation to the ball, lined it up perfectly, and just snatched it out of the air right from in front of the receiver.
Yeah, and Grady's been doing a pretty good job this season, but I think that one he telegraphed. He put it right out there in the flat, never looked anywhere else, and had plenty of time. It wasn't like he was feeling pressured from the rush. So he just, unfortunately just made a bad decision on that one, and Smith picked it off and took it back to the house.
I think he decided where he was going to throw before he really realized where the best place to throw the ball was.
Right. No, I agree. Unfortunately, that happened. So the Wolves take an early 6-0 lead.
Just a quick note to those listening to us on the Voice of Vashon right now. We are currently streaming live at visdtv.com in Technicolor with the score.
And you can also listen to us live on the Voice of Vashon, FM radio 101.9, and worldwide on the web at www.voiceofvashon.org. And I want to thank March Twisdale, who gave up her radio spot time tonight to allow Pirate Football to come on the air. If you want to catch the end of her show, you can go to the Voice of Vashon and click on Focus On. And now snaps back, kick is away, and it's going to be a little bit short. So that was Matt Hilborn kicking for the Coupeville Wolves, and Hilborn just with a bad snap and a poor set down on the ground, just couldn't quite get the momentum behind the ball and leaves it short.
Yeah, that was really tumbling there, and it just popped up, popped down.
Yep.
Not even close.
Right. So Pirates will take the kick again, 11-14 to go in the first quarter. Wolves already up 6. And I think, Sean, that the Pirates should be able to move the ball against these guys. There again, that last pass was telegraphed, but with Hoisington running the ball and Grady Earl throwing the ball the way that we've seen him throw.
Yeah, I have to agree.
He should be fine.
They really have all the offensive tools that they need to move the ball up the field, but obviously, one of the big problems for the Pirates this season has been just sort of little miscues, like we just saw there in that first possession, where you make a small mistake and it gives the ball away. You maybe change the momentum of the game, and you really start working against yourself. So if they can avoid doing that, I think they can really make some positive inroads on offense.
And the Pirates did get Luke Larson eligible this week, a senior, 145-pounder, just like you were talking earlier, Sean, good athlete and a tough kid, wrestler. Placed at state the last couple of years, and so he brings a kind of needed leadership and toughness on the field as well.
Yeah, a real physical guy.
Yeah, very physical. So Hoisington deep again along with Dennert. Got Andrea Stark as one of the up men along with Larson. And Hilborn getting ready to kick for the Coupeville Wolves. Coupeville wearing their white jerseys, also red pants, black helmets. Their school colors. Hilborn's run up to the ball. Kick is away. It's another kick. Hooking away from Hoisington. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Pirates are going to start at the 20-yard line.
I got a good roll on that. Good placement as well.
Yeah.
Solid kicking.
And, he just kind of had a natural hook on that ball. And it just kept bending its way away from Hoisington.
Yeah, I think in this instance it really is smart to kick it away from Hoisington.
Yeah.
If he gets the ball, I think there's a real risk of some serious return yards.
Yeah. Gets any momentum going.
Yeah.
So Pirates will come out for their second possession of the first quarter. Going to have Dennert as wide men, along with Jonathan Quintons, Andreas Stark, and Jack Cunningham are going to be trips left of Earl. Hands off to Hoisington. Hoisington starts up across the 25, almost to the 30-yard line. Connor Hoisington with about a 9-yard run, just weaving through the Coupeville defense on a straight dive play up the middle.
One of the things I really like about Connor Hoisington is his vision going through a defense. You saw there he made a couple of good cuts and kept himself positioned well to keep moving forward.
Right. Just kind of juking out of the way of the Coupeville defense. Now Earl in the pistol formation, Hoisington right behind him. Hands off to Hoisington again, and Hoisington with nowhere to go. Keeps his feet and keeps on going. It's going to pick up the first down. Only gets about a yard, but he was hit 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage by Coupeville, and they couldn't take him down. So nice run, Connor.
Yeah, that was really quite excellent. You saw him there shaking number 51, Julian Welling, for Coupeville. He's actually one of their defensive captains. Real big-looking player.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say? Fantastic rushing.
Yeah, need to wrap him up. Earl now taking the snap, going to keep it himself, running the option, and he's got nowhere to go as he cuts upfield. Decides not to pitch it out to Hoisington and back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
I'd say that's not a bad call, but just didn't work out there. Got to keep your rushing game kind of as multidimensional as you can, because at some point they're just going to start putting extra men on Hoisington and just covering him up. And
Grady Earl's got pretty decent speed, and he's a big kid. If they can run the option with him, that is a nice offensive advantage, him and Hoisington. But also now Grady Earl keeps it again. It's got running room across the 35 and taken down by a couple of the Wolves. That was Hunter Smith who took Earl down that time. Smith was one on the interception return a few plays ago. So we're going to have 3rd and 5 for the Pirates.
I mean, it's like you were saying earlier. If you can really start to move Earl on the ground, it's going to be good for the Pirates, and that's exactly what they're doing right here.
So Earl now takes a snap. Receivers 2 left, 2 right now. Pass across the middle, picked off again by Coupeville on a tip pass. The return coming back to the 20. It looks like he's got open green, going to go into the end zone. And unfortunately, that's Cameron Toomey Stout for Coupeville. Boy, that pass was in Saul Dennert's hand. Just came out, and Stout was right there to take the tip ball and goes all the way back for another defensive touchdown. That's not a good start.
It really isn't. I mean, what you're seeing here is a combination of smart play from the Coupeville defensive backs and small miscues from the Pirate offense.
Yep.
And in conjunction, they're being really deadly for the Pirates here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Earl's pass to give Dennert a little bit of a break on it was high.
Yeah.
Saul had to go up over his head, but it was between both hands, so it was a catchable ball. Just you got to come down with him. I mean, in this particular case. So Hilborn to kick again, the extra point attempt. Snap is high again, ball is down, kick is away, and he's going to hook it left off the scoreboard. So with 9:10 left in the first quarter, Coupeville is leading 12-0 on 2 interception returns.
I mean, at some point, I think the Pirates really need to put a little bit more focus on offense, on going to the ground and kind of moving the ball down the field, establishing the run before they really go to throw, I think.
Right. And that was just a drag route across the middle on that last pass that Earl threw, looking for Dennert. And, you know, not a badly thrown ball, but, again, catchable.
Yeah.
And you know, in Vashon's situation here, Sean, with your 0-4 and, you know, things haven't gone your way, you kind of have to look for players to start making plays.
I completely agree.
And, you know, hopefully Vashon's got some guys that'll start stepping up. And this game isn't out of control by any means, just a couple of unfortunate passes there. But it looks like Vashon does have the potential to move the ball on Coupeville, so that's a good sign. If they can kind of control a little bit more of the passing game and can run the ball, they can score on Coupeville.
I completely agree. We've definitely seen some strong rushing from Connor Hoisington here, and it's just they're looking fairly good. I mean, other than the 2 interceptions, it's been a pretty solid game.
Yeah. So now Hilborn to kick off for Coupeville again. Ball set on the 40. Going to have Hoisington back along with Dennert and Luke Larson. Andrea Stark, all up men. Hoisington deep, standing back at about the 10-yard line. Kick is away. Hooking again. It's going to go out of bounds this time, and that's going to be a penalty. Pirates will start at their own 35-yard line on that.
Yeah, I think that Coupeville could definitely stand to put maybe a little more energy into their kicking game. While we've seen some solid kicks from whoever the Coupeville kicker is.
Hilborn.
Hilborn, is it? Yes, thank you. I don't know. It's just he's missed the 2 PATs and just now shanking that one over there. I don't know. It's definitely not a strength for Coupeville.
His first kick was the best, and it was actually a pretty decent kick.
Yeah, it was.
So, and I don't know off the tee what's gone wrong all of a sudden, but and that last one was a touchback, so that wasn't a bad kick either. Yeah. But poor kick. So well, so far that's the only problem Coupeville's had. So now Pirates out on the field again. Got 2 receivers left and 2 receivers right of Earl. Hoisington flush with him in the backfield. Hands off to Hoisington from the 35. Going to make it maybe a yard for Connor on that one. Just kind of never got going. It looks like it was Isaac Ajetto on that. Okay, we got Ajetto number 10 and Hoisington's number 18. I couldn't tell the numbers in the backfield in that run.
It's interesting. I
think it was Ajetto, wasn't it?
I think it was. It was. I think he might have been lined up at wide receiver. Hoisington, that is.
Yeah, that could be. Earl now takes a snap, going to hand off to Hoisington again. Hoisington bobbles the ball into the middle of the line on a dive play and going to get about another yard. So we're going to end up with 3rd and 8 here from the 37-yard line. Unfortunately, Hoisington taking the handoff from Earl, the ball popped up in the air and Connor had to grab it before he could really get going.
Yeah, little things like that really just kind of can throw you off when you're running and trying to get moving. Kind of hurt your chances of getting through the line and getting up the field.
Right. So now Hoisington's going to be in an I formation behind Earl in the pistol. Earl dropping back, looking downfield, doesn't see a receiver, looks right and then over the middle. Pass is caught by Quintans over the middle, but only for about a 3-yard gain, so it brings up 4th and 5. What is Clay Eastley going to do? I think he's going to kick it away.
Yeah, I think we've got the punt team coming on right now.
Yeah, and that's probably a good idea. You know, Coupeville hasn't been on offense yet. Let's see what they can do and see what the Pirate defense and, you know, get Coach Eastley gets an opportunity to get his offense reset.
Agreed.
So we're going to have Earl punting the ball. Going to kick it from about the 35-yard line. Ball's up. It's a nice high ball. And it's, I believe that is Sean Toomey Stout, who just took the kick and all the way down to the 34-yard line. So about a 31-yard punt for Grady Earl, but a nice high punt. And gave the Pirate defenders time to get down there and kind of surround Toomey Stout.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about the Pirates is the fact that their punter and their quarterback are the same player.
Yeah.
Because it really, it just keeps it interesting. You never know what's going to happen when they're punting.
I'd like to see him do that Australian rugby punt where the guy just kind of, starts running to his right and see what opens up now. Going to get the run from Coupeville. It's Toomey Stout with the ball, and he's going to be hit by Luke Larson and Stephen Rice after about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah. You saw it open it up a bit there. Safeties had to come in if I'm not mistaken. But I think that the Pirates could do a bit of a better job really getting to them when they try and break through the line rather than having to have the secondary wrap them up like that.
Right. Quarterback for Coupeville, I believe, is Hunter Downs, but I haven't seen it yet now. Straight dive play to Coupeville running back. Just he's going to pick up the first down, so he's going to pick up about 5 yards. And when he gets up off the field, again, Luke Larson in on the tackle.
I saw him breaking a couple of Pirate tackles
With
there.
Joe Galeri.
Really moving. I don't know.
Was that Toomey Stout on the run again? There's two brothers. There's Cameron and Sean Toomey Stout, and I think they're both in the backfield.
One of them is listed as a wide receiver. One of them is listed as
Downs now in the pistol. Pass out onto the flat to Hunter Smith. Smith has some open running room before being taken down by Stephen Rice for a pickup of about, close to 20 yards on that one. So they're all the way down to the Pirate 34-yard line.
Well, you saw Smith there earlier with one of the impressive picks really early in the game, and I think he's just got good hands. And obviously you get a lot of advantages when you put your wide receivers in at corner.
So Coupeville with one receiver right, one left, quarterback under center, and straight handoff to Toomey Stout, and going to pick up about 2 yards. And so I'm not sure who was in on the tackle there for the Pirates this time.
I couldn't see the numbers. Been a big mess of players there.
So we're going to have 2nd and 8. Coupeville runs kind of a multiple option offense now. Going to have Downs in the backfield. Pass on the flat to Hunter Smith again. Smith immediately taken down after making the reception by, I think, Stephen Rice. No, that was Jonathan Quinton took him down.
That was. You're really seeing a lot of positive momentum from the Coupeville offense. They're doing a good job moving the ball. Even if it's not in big increments, they keep moving. They're not letting the Pirate defense slow them down or stop them.
And that pass out in the flat to Hunter Smith was the cornerback is way off of Smith, so they're just going to keep making that pass as long as they give it to him. Now 3rd and 2. Downs looking downfield. It's going long, way downfield to one of the Toomey Stout brothers, and that's another touchdown for Coupeville from 34 yards out. Just a nice pass by Hunter Downs down to Cameron Toomey Stout.
The other thing you saw there is he really just burnt Saul Dennard. He ran right past him.
Yeah. Coupeville's got some guys with some good speed.
I agree. I've really liked what I've seen from players like Hunter Smith and Toomey Stout. It's been impressive.
Yeah. Yep. Got some good receivers, and Downs can throw the ball. So now Matt Hilborn going to get another chance to kick. Now it looks like Coupeville might be going for 2. They are. Got Hunter Smith and the Wildcat. Gives a little bit of kick and a little bit of motion. He's going to run the ball, cuts up the middle, and he is going to be stopped short of the goal line.
I don't know. The Coupeville players there are motioning for
no. They're the official motion that he got in. Boy, he was right on the line.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, the official on the far sideline motion. He was the farthest one from the play, and he gave it to Coupeville, and now head official gives it to him. So that was Hunter Smith just in the Wildcat, started to his right. Looks like he was going to sweep right, but then cut up the middle, and he was hit by the Pirates, but somehow made it in.
Just powered over the line.
Yeah, maybe he just extended the ball across the net. So with 5:15 to go in the first quarter, we have Coupeville leading 20-0.
Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not looking super great for the Pirates right now, but
no, they need to come back and score on this possession.
The game is young yet.
Yes, it is. Plenty of time. Just got to get the momentum going. Looks like the Pirates have most of their players in full pads tonight.
Yeah.
Got just about everyone eligible. So that's good.
Yeah, they've definitely seen some roster growth from earlier parts of the season where they had players like Connor Hoisington out injured.
Yeah.
It's always a positive.
Right. So, as you say that, Hoisington going to be standing back on the, looks like about the 8-yard line, waiting to receive Hilborn's kick. We'll see if Hilborn's going to get it to him this time, or what Coupeville's got in mind. Hilborn run for the ball, kick is away. It's a deep kick. Hoisington's going to field it on the 11, maybe the 10. Starts up field across the 20-25. Cuts back to his left now, still on his feet at the 30, and finally taken down by a whole pack of wolves on about the 32-yard line, where the Pirates will start their third offensive possession, 1st and 10.
You saw
Yeah, that was this will be their fourth actually.
Oh yeah, I suppose it will. You saw Hoisington breaking some arm tackles there. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
and really kind of moving well. One thing I like about him is you can't arm tackle him. You really have to square up with him and bring him down.
Yeah, just like his brother, who graduated last year, Bryce Hoisington. You got to hit him and you got to wrap him up, otherwise they're not going down.
Gotta say, pretty impressive family.
Yeah,
quality football players.
That's right. Yep, they work hard. So Grady Earl in the backfield now. He's got trips to his left, single receiver right. Going to drop straight back on a 5-step drop, pass over the middle. Now tipped up in the air by Coupeville, almost picked off by 63 for Coupeville. That's I'm not sure who that is.
Gavin Straub,
okay,
defensive end.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Kyle Rockwell, but I'm not sure who it was. And then almost caught by the Pirate receiver. So Rockwell tips the ball from his linebacker position. And so his passes over the middle, not working too well for the Pirates so far.
Yeah, I think they're going a little low and maybe just a little bit slow.
So 2nd and 10 here. Snap back to Earl. Hands off to Hoisington. Hoisington across the 40 now. Going to get the first down, or at least real close to it. Picked up close to 9 yards. Just a straight dive play right up the middle, and Connor running hard.
Yeah,
that does. They give him the first.
The chains there.
Yeah, good.
I mean, that was going to be close, but I'm glad they gave him the spot. I think that was fair.
And maybe that's what the Pirates need to do. They just need to run it.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke.
Yeah, yep. Earl now trips left and going to hand it off to Connor again. Connor up the right, the middle, straight dive, still on his feet across the 50. Another first down for Connor Hoisington on a 10-yard run as he falls right at the stakes. So 2 runs, 20 yards for Connor Hoisington. And like you said, Sean,
if it ain't broke.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that run there.
And that was the same play.
Just about perfect. You know?
That's just a straight handoff. Nothing.
Made him go for him.
Nothing tricky, and right between the guard and tackle, and off to the races.
I mean, that's the beauty of quality players.
Yep. Now, snap to Hoisington, or Earl again. Handoff to Hoisington. Hit by a Coupeville player right at the line of scrimmage. Spins out of it and goes for about 3 yards. So we're going to have 2nd and 7 on another nice run by Connor Hoisington as Coupeville had him wrapped up, and he just spun right out of the tackler.
Yeah, I got to say, he never fails to impress me. He's a physical runner. He's an agile runner. He's got good vision, and he moves the ball. He makes plays. He just makes it happen.
So now Pirates back up to the line. Trips left, single receiver, Saul Dennert to the right. Earl in the backfield is going to have Connor Hoisington just parallel on the right side now. Snap back to him. Fake to Hoisington, looking downfield. The ball is kind of dumped off to Andreas Stark there. And Stark, I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage on that one. It was just a drag route over the middle. They're going to lose about a yard, maybe even two
there. Yeah.
The pass was completed, but unfortunately Stark immediately hit. So we're going to have 3rd and 7.
Really not seeing a lot of success from the Pirates on those throw plays. It's just not working.
Yeah. Need something out on the flat near the sideline.
Yeah.
So now Pirates back up to the line of scrimmage. Earl looking at his receivers, looking left, drops straight back. Pressure now dumped off to Connor Hoisington. Hoisington starting up the field, and he's going to get the first down. Picking up 7 yards on a little screen play where Coupeville just lost Hoisington behind the massive offensive lineman. The pressure coming from 55.
Yeah, I mean,
that was Dane Lucero who just had Earl in his sights, and before Earl dumped it off.
Yeah, I mean, he was about to take the sack, so credit for putting together a play.
Yeah, so Pirates down to the Coupeville 35-yard line, hand off to Hoisington. Hoisington up across 30, heading to the sideline. He's going to be dumped there by one of the Toomey Stout brothers at about the 30-yard line, picking up close to 5 yards.
Hoisington's doing a really good job moving the ball. I just am really impressed.
Yeah. Well, and that's what the Pirates need. They need that running option, and nobody else on the team really can give that to them. Not like Connor.
I mean, it's the sort of thing that really makes or breaks a football team. It's just the availability of players like that.
Yeah, you got to have a running game, just like the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Not sure. Now Hoisington getting the handoff again, fighting for yardage from the line of scrimmage, and probably picks up about 3, where we're going to have a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, down around the 27-yard line of Coupeville.
Well, you know, it's a third down, but it really is a pretty manageable third down, especially considering how the Pirates have been moving the ball here kind of late in the first quarter.
Right, and you've got 2 downs to make a first down. You know they're going for it on 4th down. They're not kicking this thing.
I mean, they're too far out, or they're too close in to punt, and they don't have much of a kicking game to speak of.
So Earl takes a snap, going to fake the option and immediately hit by the defensive end there. Wow, that was Jake Pease who just dumped Earl on the ground.
Yeah, he really threw him down. I mean, you can hear the student section over there just moaning.
Yeah. Well, it was option, and he didn't pitch it to Hoisington. Haven't seen the pitch yet, so I'm wondering if Grady's a little bit nervous about making that. But
I mean, plays like that rattle your confidence.
And, you know, if he had pitched it, there was a lot of green in front of Hoisington. Now snap back, going for it on 4th down. Hand off to Hoisington. Hoisington, wow, doesn't make the first down as number 51, Julian Welling, just comes through and hits Hoisington hard, puts him on the ground. Connor's still down, so I hope he's okay.
Jeez, that was a hard hit.
Yeah.
Julian Welling there, 6'1", 270-pound middle linebacker.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and he was moving fast, too.
Hit him like a freight train.
Yeah. So, well, the ball will go over on downs to Coupeville. You know, the concern here is Hoisington had the concussion early in the season, and hopefully he hasn't been re-injured.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, he really is kind of 70% of the Pirates' offense right now. But, I mean, beyond that, he's, you know, we hope for his health.
So coaches are out there checking on Connor. And with a minute and 7 to go in the first quarter, Vashon is down 0-20 to the Coupeville Wolves.
Yeah, no, it's not looking so great right now for the Pirates, to be frank.
Yeah. Well, a lot of game left, and, you know, let's hope that Connor can continue.
Yeah, you do hope, but this is taking a while.
Yeah, well, sometimes they just want to be careful, so we're going to hope for the best.
Yeah, let's just hope they're doing their due diligence.
Yeah. So they're sending both teams off the field, but
he's still down.
Yeah, Hoisington's still down, so they might be calling in the aid unit. We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Well,
that's concerning.
Yeah, big game in college football tonight.
Yeah,
Washington State Cougars and,
USC.
Against USC. Yeah, should be a good one. Hopefully the Cougars can take it to the Trojans. That's a home game for WSU, so I'm sure that there'll be a crazy crowd there.
Yeah, I mean, I got to put it out there in interest of full disclosure. I'm a pretty big Huskies fan myself, but I got to say this.
Yeah,
I think the Cougs are going to win.
Yeah, there you go. There's the prediction. We'll take it.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I mean, between the fact that USC have looked very beatable this season.
Yeah, they have.
And the fact that the Cougs have got good momentum. They've got the home crowd, which in Martin Stadium, I have to admit, is a very, very good home crowd. It's going to rattle USC.
Sure.
And I think that USC is going to take their first loss of the season.
Well, I'm going with that. Yeah, USC has looked very beatable at times this year. They've kind of pulled it out. Luckily, in the fourth quarter, in the
really
last minute, they're against Texas, and then last week finally came back on Cal and able to beat them. Yeah. Not a very good Cal team either.
Although I have to say, I actually think Cal are a little bit underrated. I've liked what I've seen from Wilcox over at Cal.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a solid coach. I think they've got some reasonable talent.
Yeah. I read in the paper today where there's a kid from Skyline High School over in the Sammamish area who's going to Cal next year, and he was just saying how well he connected with the new coaching staff down there, and really enjoyed him. So he plans on attending there next year. So maybe you're right. I don't know anything about the Cal coach, but
well, he's actually the defensive coordinator out at the UW for a while there.
Oh, was he?
Under Steve Sarkisian.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Cal are a particularly great team, but I think that they deserve a little more credit than they get.
That could be. Yeah.
I mean, one thing you've really seen this season is the Pac-12's been really strong all across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. Although UCLA didn't look too good against, who was it they played, Memphis or somebody?
I think it might have been Memphis.
Yeah.
What team like that, that region?
Yeah. So we still have Connor Hoisington down as they're checking on referees.
Yeah.
Checking, seeing what's going to happen here.
This is not looking too good, I have to say. It's concerning.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes this long.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Pretty good crowd here tonight for the game. The band's here. Lots of cheerleaders.
I mean, despite the rain earlier, it's really shaped out to be a very beautiful night.
Yeah, it really is.
Pretty clear. Temperature's
nice
good.
night.
Why not come watch some football?
Yeah. Nothing else going on, I think, around Vashon tonight. So.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, it's always good to get out.
Yeah. So, Sean, how's school going this year?
I would say my school's going pretty good.
Yeah?
And school in general is going well.
Yeah.
Vashon High School is well into the school year.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's sort of settled into their routines.
Yeah. Kind of, you know what's coming up, and got it all moving along. And so,
well, one nice thing about that relates to football is now that we're well into the season, you don't have the issue that sometimes arises with players not having enough practices.
Yeah, that's right. By now, they should have them all.
Yeah. If you don't have 10 practices at this point in the season, I think that's pretty concerning.
It's actually 12.
For football?
For football, and I think wrestling, they require 12 practices. Yeah, a couple more than the other sports, just because probably the intensity of the sports, the physicality of it.
They require more strength and conditioning than do other sports.
Yeah. So now I'm not sure what they're doing, but they are getting Connor up. Okay, Connor's on his feet. Right. That is good.
That is good news.
Yeah, that was very concerning. So he's walking off on his own. Seems to be, not being supported. So excellent.
Yeah, my guess would be they're concerned about a head injury, especially because he had the concussion earlier in the season.
Yep.
So I think really that's probably they were running a concussion protocol on him, something along those lines.
Probably so, yeah. Now you see them doing that in the college, and they take him into the tent.
Yeah, it's interesting that they started using tents.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe they just don't want the cameras on the guys that are being checked out, which is understandable.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think not only that, but other teams could get a look. And it's always you're looking for the little advantages.
Sure, as people are hurt in the game, you need to give them the privacy to be able to be checked out.
Yeah, I agree.
So tell me about are you in the the technology department that the Voice of Vashon here kind of pairs with at Vashon High School that puts the games on the air? Vashon.
It's interesting. There's a lot of groups that really come together to make these broadcasts happen. I myself am a member of the VHS production club, and we kind of manage a lot of kind of events and stuff around the high school and in relation to the high school. But not only that, there's the VHS broadcast, which is part of the Riptide class, that actually runs the web broadcast of these events. I'd like to note that web broadcast is currently live at visdtv.com for those listening on Voice of Vashon. But you've got that, and then you've got the good people at VOV who are queuing us in, getting us on the air. And so I came in to be involved. The fellow by the name of John Stanton recruited me into it through essentially knowing people.
Right.
And the rest is history.
Yeah,
here I am.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Serenading your ears.
Yes. With your fine color commentary on the game. Well, I know the Voice of Vashon really wants to have more students participate and realistically do these broadcasts like what you're doing here.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, we had a couple Vashon students that did the broadcast along with us, and periodically we've had different kids come through. But I think that you've been the most consistent, and please, if anyone's out there and any other kids that might want to be interested in broadcasting, Voice of Vashon would like to give them more opportunity to broadcast Vashon High School sports.
Well, I'll tell you, I intend to.
Yeah, good.
It's a good group of people.
Yeah.
I personally really appreciate the opportunity to get out and get on the air.
Sure. And so with this also, I was wondering, to graduate from Vashon High School, you have to have 25 hours of community service. Does this count for community service?
Technically I think it does because of VOV, but I haven't actually asked yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was thinking about asking someone about that earlier today, but I've never gotten around to it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, even if it did, I don't care.
Yeah.
I like getting out here.
Sure,
I like football.
yeah,
It's
you
great.
do it anyways. It's
Yeah.
just one of the side benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, now with 1:07 left in the first quarter, both teams back out on the field. Coupeville with the ball after Pirates turn over on downs. Handed off to Toomey Stout. Stout starting up the field across the 40-yard line. Has one person to beat, and finally, not sure who that was, Jack Cunningham grabbed him by the back of the jersey and threw him out of bounds, but not until after going all the way down to, I think, the 39-yard line of the Pirates. So that was about a 32-yard pick. Oh, no, he stepped out of bounds back on the Coupeville 46-yard line. I didn't see that. So on the far sideline,
yeah.
Toomey Stout stepped out. Now Coupeville up to the line. There was motion, yeah. That's going against Coupeville. Going to move him back 5 as one of the linemen jumped.
Well, I think things like that could definitely work to the Pirates' advantage. You get things like the player stepping out of bounds just there, and in Coupeville with the false start there.
Right.
You know, they're moving back. Is that?
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, that is 5. Sorry,
yep.
They went back a little far. I thought it might be a different penalty. My bad.
But
you see things like that. So hopefully, if Coupeville starts to make some miscues, sort of little mistakes, maybe the Pirates can kind of get the momentum turned back in their favor.
Well, I hope so. Downs takes the snaps now. Hands it off to Cameron Tooney Stout. Stout starts up the field and is met by the cornerback, Stephen Rice, back at the original line of scrimmage. So he picks up 5 yards, and we're going to have a 2nd and 10.
Flag down on the field. I saw number 53, Jess Laseth, and number 63, Kyle Rockwell, get thrown down on the ground.
Okay.
Looked to me like some sort of a hold or block in the back.
Okay. Well, they're talking to Pirate Captain Cody Whitman, and Cody is saying that I think he's going to move him back.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what the call is here. And it is, you're right, it's holding. So that'll be from the point of the infraction. And we'll find out. No, that's back. That was already 5 yards deep. So
wow.
Coupeville's going to have a 1st and 25 all the way back on their own 30-yard line.
Well, Coupeville have really kind of shot themselves in the foot here between the 2 penalties.
Well, the way they've been moving, though. So Downs now taking the snap as he is in shotgun. Out to Toomey Stout, the younger brother. Stout with a nice move on Saul Dennert, heading that field across the 50 all the way down to the 44-yard line before being taken down by Stephen Rice and Joe Galleri. So he is just about at the first down marker. That's a pickup of near 25 yards.
They're giving him the first down there.
Yeah, he picked up 26 yards on that. So down to the 43-yard line. So,
well, I mean,
that's just another pass out onto the flat. That isn't being thrown downfield, no.
I mean, what you saw there was he went up against Saul Dennert, and Dennert just didn't make the tackle in the open field. He juked him out.
And the
got the space.
Pirate corners are, about 8 yards off of the receivers now. Handoff to Cameron Toomey Stout through the line of scrimmage, and Stephen Rice just comes flying up from his corner position along with Jack Cunningham and takes him down at about the 40-yard line. So there's about a 3-yard pickup.
But like you were saying earlier there, the Pirate corners really are playing pretty soft. I think it's creating a lot of space for those short throws. And the thing is, they're just not necessarily quite as agile or fast as some of the better wide receivers for Coupeville.
That's right, and that's the end of the first quarter there with Coupeville Wolves leading 20-0 on 2 interception returns and 1 offensive touchdown scored by the Wolves. Pirates were moving the ball well in their last possession with Connor Hoisington, but Connor Hoisington hurt on a 4th down, which the ball went over on downs to Coupeville. And now Coupeville moving the ball again with a 2nd and 8 as we start the second quarter.
Speaking of Connor Hoisington, I'm just looking down right here, and he is currently sitting on the medical table going through what appears to be a concussion protocol.
Right.
Who knows if we'll see him back this game?
Yeah, I'm guessing probably not, unless he passes with flying colors.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where, especially when it comes to your brain, you can never be too careful.
Right. Yeah, and and that's right. That you want to be really careful with the kids out here. It is football. It's a great game, but it is very physical.
Yeah, you've got to be smart about the way you play, and you've got to be smart about how you handle yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got an injury, you don't just go back out on the field, and I think it really needs to be the same way with head injuries.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, all up and down the line days, from the Pee-wee levels all the way to the pro level, they're being very careful about this stuff.
Yeah, I think rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. So 12 minutes to go to start the second quarter. Coupeville 2nd and 8 from the Pirate 41-yard line. Downs in the backfield along with Cameron Stout in the pistol formation. Receivers one left, one right. Now we're going to get Hunter Smith in motion. Handoff to Smith. He's sweeping around to the right. Cuts up field across the 40 down to about the 35-yard line before being taken down by Jack Cunningham. And now Hunter Smith's down.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm not sure what, boy, it was just a straight tackle there. Not really sure what happened.
Didn't seem like he got thrown down too hard or anything.
No, but if he twisted a leg, but he's I think in a little bit of pain there.
Definitely looks it.
Picked up about 6 yards on the run, just about a yard short of the first down marker. And we have both teams taking a knee again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's definitely concerning, especially in kind of the smaller games like this with kind of small high schools, because depth is a real issue for a lot of these teams.
Sure.
So when one player goes down, they're not replaceable. You don't have a man sitting there necessarily who's just ready to step up and play.
Yeah.
Always.
And it looks like Coupeville, just what you were talking about, Sean, only about 11 players suited up on the sidelines in substitution. So really probably an active roster of about 22 players for this game. It's just it's not a lot. The Pirates are very similar.
Yeah, I mean,
they may have a few more, but not many.
Right, you've got your offensive unit, you've got your defensive unit. Everyone plays special teams, and if you need someone to come in for you, it's probably going to be someone from the opposite side of the field playing out of position.
Yeah. Yep. So. In a lot of these schools, it's interesting. It's always for whatever reason there's those football powers that dominate every year, and it can be a school the size of Coupeville or Vashon, single A schools, and they get 65 kids out every year, and you just wonder how do they do that. And then schools like so many more like Coupeville and Vashon, they're in the 25 to 30 range, and so.
I mean, one thing you definitely see is that success breeds success in sports. You go out and you have a good season, you have a good coach, people see that. They want to be a part of it, and then they turn out for the sport.
Absolutely. What will be interesting is next year, Vashon, with the passing of the levee, is going to get a brand new field. It's going to be field turf and a brand new all-weather 8-lane track.
Yeah.
And that will be ready for the 2018 football season. And just like you talked about, with a new facility like that, it'll be interesting to see if more kids turn out because they want to play on that type of surface.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to face the reality of it. Is that kids turn out for nice shiny things. You know, they do.
Absolutely. You want to be part of the the program and the new fun stuff. I will bet you the track team is going to have a lot of participants when that first track season comes around. Vashon not having a home track meet because of the old cinder track here in, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, something like that, maybe even longer. I mean, just being a part of the cross-country team, I'll tell you, having to run 800s on that thing is darn unpleasant.
Hey, I ran a lot on that track way back in the day.
Yeah, it's cinder.
Didn't bother me any.
No, but it's interesting because a lot of those newer tracks, I mean, they're springy.
Looks like Hunter Smith is up, standing on his feet, just talking to the medical personnel, but that's a good sign, and he is walking off under his own power. A little bit slowly, but I think he gave the thumbs up to the sideline over there. So
it'll be interesting to see if they do a concussion protocol or what.
Yeah, there's a kind of a lady out there that she is now talking to Hunter Smith, and she was talking to Connor Hoisington earlier doing the concussion protocol. So I don't know if she's with Coupeville or with Vashon. I don't recognize her, but she has been on both sidelines helping out. So thank you. That's awesome.
It's always good to have qualified medical people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Coupeville coming back up to the line now. We're going to have 3rd and 2 from Vashon's 35, 11:45 to go in the second quarter. Downs taking the handoff, gives it off to Cameron Toomey Stout. And Stout just crushed at the line by, looks like, Will Hennessy, and that was Jess Layseth for the Pirates. Just dropped him right in his tracks. So 4th and 2 now.
That was real solid defensive play right there for the linebackers.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of 4th down situations created by the Pirate defense. So this is definitely a real positive step in the right direction defensively.
Putting Coupeville 4th and 2 now. We're going to have Downs in the pistol. with Toomey Stout next to him. Takes the snap, looking downfield, pass over the middle, hits, can't see who it is. It's number 3 for Coupeville. He picks it, or catches it, and all the way down to the 15-yard line before taken down by Layseth and Jack Cunningham. But good pass over the middle by Downs going to, that was Hunter Downs. Must be the younger brother. Oh, no.
I know.
What am I?
It's interesting to see.
Well, I'm going to have to check my my numbers here for Coupeville. Maybe it's Hunter Downs as the cornerback, so I'm not sure who threw that pass there. But anyways, Coupeville 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Now, handoff to Kansas. It's Cameron Toomey Stout, and Stout is going to be taken down by a pass of Pirates. Jack Cunningham, Luke Larson, looks like Jess Layseth, and Jonathan Quintons. And there's a flag, maybe a inadvertent face mask. Personal foul, face mask, Vashon.
That's the call.
Yeah, because you could see it. It came in. I think one of the Pirates stuck his hand out as Cameron Toomey Stout just cut from his right back to his left, and just didn't grab on, but did put a little tug on it. So
I mean, sometimes that happens. You get kind of involved in a scrum of players, and it's just.
Well, as you're reaching out, you don't know what you're always reaching for, and those fingers just hit that face mask, and it was enough. So we're going to have a 10-yard mark off. All right, it's going to be half the distance the goal line is. Cameron Stout had gotten down to about the 10-yard line, maybe the 13, because they did go half the distance. So it's going to be first down on, I think, the 6, the 7?
This looks like log 6, something like that.
Yep. So now we're going to have Matt Hilborn in the backfield with Cameron Toomey Stout right behind him. And that's Downs. This is the quarterback under center. He's going to hand off to Toomey Stout, and Stout into the end zone for Coupeville from 7 yards out. And that was just a straight dive play.
I mean, what can you say? He executed it well. He did what he was supposed to do, and he just got through the defense.
Yep. So that takes the score to 26-0, Coupeville. And Toomey Stout is 5'7", 140 pounds. He looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he
does. He doesn't, but maybe not. But he's got some good wheels and got some good moves out there. Now we're going to have Matt Hilborn kicking. Shane Luzy holding. Going to get the snaps, better snap this time. Ball is down, kick is away, and it's right down the middle as Hilborn nailed that one.
It's interesting to see because they went for 2 the last time and it worked.
Yeah.
Now that they're switching back to kicking. I got to say, if I were Coupeville, I think I'd be sticking with the 2-point conversions because between the way their kicking is going and the way their offense is moving, I think they'd make more than half.
Yeah, I can see your point, but I also think that, Coupeville now, they're starting to score on Vashon, and they're probably not worried about scoring more because they feel they have the ability. So why not give Hilborn and Luzy and the whoever is the center for Coupeville the opportunity to work on that because they'll need it down the road.
That's true.
It looks like Hilborn's got a fairly decent leg, so he might be able to kick some field goals, maybe from 30 yards out or something like that. And you've got to be able to execute that play. I
mean, my impression of the kicking game for Coupeville has been that they've got a fairly talented kicker, but who could use a little bit of improvement.
Yeah.
And there really is no substitute for game experience.
Right. Yeah. So I would imagine that the coach for Coupeville is let's see. I didn't write his name down. It may be like Jonathan Wilkins or Adkins.
It is Jonathan Atkins.
It is Jonathan Atkins. Okay. Yeah. So, it's like all you got to have your guys working on stuff for that because down the road you will need it at some point. Now, Hilborn's run up the ball. It's going to be squibbed along the ground. Hits it about 30. Picked up by Saul Denner. No, goes through Denner and picked up by Stephen Rice. Rice cross 25, spins up to the 30. Taken down there by Hilborn, the kicker. As that ball was squibbed along the ground, and I think Saul Denner went down to get it, and it just kind of bounced through his arms, but Rice right behind to pick it up.
Hands.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw some real solid returning from Rice in the home game 2 weeks ago against Concrete. So it's always
Right.
good to
Yeah,
see him get some
yeah.
touches.
Yeah, Steven had about 100 yards in returns.
Yeah, probably the most, I'd say the most all-purpose yards of anyone on the Pirates in that game.
So
Just off
Vashon
returns.
back on offense now. They're going to have first down at their own 30-yard line. In the backfield is Richard Rivas Gutierrez for Vashon. Earl taking the snap, looking to his left, ball out on the flat towards Andreas Stark, but just not enough on it as it bounces at Stark's feet.
Yeah, it's just not executing, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
only thing to say there.
That ball was kept low and out in front of Stark so that the Coupeville defensive back, I'm not sure who it was on covering because he was right there, couldn't step in front.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'm seeing with Coupeville is they've got a group of players, there's like 3 or 4 of them, that are really fast and have really good hands.
Yeah.
And they play both sides of the ball at quarterback and wide receiver.
Now Earl back, plenty of time, looking downfield, starts to run, flush out of the pocket to his left, starts upfield, up to the 30, across 35, dances away from one Coupeville defender and into the arms of another before being taken down at the 37-yard line. But a good run by Grady Earl as he picks up 7, so we'll have 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run. Kind of did a good job moving and just making his way up the field. Good vision.
Yep.
One thing I have to say is that I thought I saw was I'm pretty sure that I saw one of the defensive linemen for Coupeville grab the face mask of a Pirate O-line.
Yeah, could be. Now Earl taking the snap, flushed out of the pocket again and pass to Will Hennessy, and Hennessy catches it at the 45-yard line for a Pirate first down. There's a flag down too, so that's an 8-yard gain.
Trying to think what that would be.
Yeah, I think it was pass interference. I think the Coupeville defender was pushing Hennessy down, but the ball was low, and he just pushed him right into the – oh, no, it's offensive pass interference. Oh, my goodness, so maybe
right,
Hennessy
put a hand
pushed
on someone,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was on Hennessy or not, but they do call offensive pass interference, so we'll see where the ball was caught. So I don't know if it's from the spot of the reception or if it goes back to the original line of scrimmage. No, they're taking it back to the original line where they're going to mark that off.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty bad for the Pirates because if that had been considered a legitimate completion, that would have been a really solid first down.
Yeah.
And I think they would have been kind of had some real good momentum behind them, but not so much right now.
Wow. Is that a 15-yard mark-off?
Yeah, that's 15 yards. I mean, it's pass interference.
Yeah. But holding's only 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. So we're going to have 3rd and forever, probably about 17 or 18 yards. Earl now takes the snap, looking to his left, pass down the field, has a receiver, Andreas Stark, out there, but overthrows him. Hilborn on the coverage. And that ball was just maybe Wilt Chamberlain would have got it.
Yeah, I got to say, that wasn't even close.
Yeah, it was well high.
Skied it.
Yep. So now Pirates to punt.
I got to say, just a consistent theme for the Pirates we're seeing here. It's execution.
Yep.
They got to get down to it and not make mistakes.
The good thing, the Pirate offensive line is keeping Coupeville at bay. They're doing a good job now. The snap is back, bounces on the ground, and it's blocked by Coupeville. Ball is back towards the end zone and picked up by one of the Coupeville Wolves and into the end zone, and it's another Coupeville touchdown on a blocked punt. I couldn't tell who blocked it. The snap was low and bounced on the ground. Earl was able to pick it up, but as he went to kick it, the Coupeville, they had about 3 or 4 guys already there and blocking the kick and back into the end zone, so another score for the Wolves.
I mean, by the time Earl got the ball there, they were all over him. I got to say, I think he should have just fallen on it.
Yeah.
Because that was a really low snap.
Yeah. Well, he probably thought he could have gotten it or just picked it up and run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Coupeville now gonna kick the extra point. Yeah, and so Pirate, the referee winds up the clock, snap is back, ball is down, and another kick is right through by Hilborn.
Right down the middle.
Yep.
Perfect.
So he's kicking a little bit better now. And 34-0 Coupeville with 9:13 to go in the second quarter.
Oof, this is starting to look kind of rough for the Pirates, gotta say.
Unfortunately, Sean, this isn't what I was expecting. I was hoping that a little bit better for the Pirates tonight, but now three defensive touchdowns for Coupeville, and that's rough.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't think the Pirates are as bad of a team as necessarily the score lines in a lot of their games kind of would seem to indicate.
Right.
I mean, you see in all these games, there's a lot of positive progress on offense.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good-looking execution, but you just get a little mistake here, a little mistake there,
Right.
and then the other team gets momentum behind them and just uses it to keep scoring.
Yeah, yeah. And, those mistakes translate into 6 so commonly as we've seen here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially concerning now for the Pirates as you see, like, Carter Hoisington not playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
he seems to be fine, but he's got the shoulder pads loosened up, so I don't think that he's coming back.
Yeah, I would say not.
And Hilborn getting his workout tonight from the kickoff position.
Yeah. I would say, it's interesting because there really have been very few Coupeville offensive possessions.
Yeah, really.
It looks like we're seeing a flag down right now.
Oh, so I'm not sure what it was. Maybe the flag is up on the sideline, so I don't think it was a result of something after the kick that penalized him.
I think it was on the Coupeville sideline.
I wonder if could be. Or was the kicking team offside somehow? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that's a thing.
Maybe somebody said something.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah. Now Hilborn run up to the ball, kick us away. Back deep is Stephen Rice for the Pirates. As the ball bounces, he goes to field it, picks it up, tries to get it on the run, muffs it, but finally gets it up and still on his feet. He tripped up, picked it up at around the 15, 16-yard line and didn't get any further as he was just trying to secure the ball. And so Pirates will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
He went down pretty hard there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Coupeville was right down there, and he got through the first defender, he got through the second defender, and then the third guy for Coupeville was able to take him down. He did make it to the 20-yard line. Okay.
Okay. That's always good.
So we'll start 1st and 10 on the 20. Grady Earl at quarterback. Going to have Saul Dennert and Andreas Stark. Will Hennessy will be trips to the right. And Jonathan Quintons will be the single receiver to the left. Rivas Gutierrez in the background now. Earl looking downfield, pass out on the flat. Intended for Hennessy, but behind him, Hennessy had to go back for it and couldn't quite hang on. So we'll have 2nd and 10.
It's going to be interesting to see Rivas Gutierrez in the backfield. We saw real positive things from him until he went out from injury against Concrete the other week. And I think that he could definitely provide a little bit of offensive spark if he has to carry the ball.
Yeah. A very stout young man. He is a load. So now Earl takes a snap, 3-step drop, looking over the middle, pass there to Will Hennessy, finds Hennessy at the 33-yard line for a Pirate 1st down. Nice pass by Grady Earl.
That was well executed.
Yeah.
It was really well executed.
And Hennessy with just out of the slot, just across the middle.
One thing to quickly note, I see Connor Hoisington walking towards the locker room right now.
Okay.
Looks like he's definitely out for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they get him in early. 8:50 to go now in the second quarter. Snap back to Earl. Earl, 5-step drop, looking downfield. Gets flushed out of the pocket, moving to his right. Now throws on the run, sees Saul Dennert, and Dennert open downfield. Nice pass. Picks up about, I'd say about 25 yards and a Pirate 1st down as Dennert got in behind the Coupeville defenders.
It's interesting. I think that it looked to me like the quarterback almost thought he was going to cut in or something and just stopped there for a second, and he just got past him. He had nothing but open field in front of him when he caught it. He just fell down.
Yeah, it's too bad that, and he had to kind of come back for the ball.
Yeah,
so
because
Earl
the ball
left
was
a little bit short,
him.
but nice job by Grady Earl avoiding the Coupeville rush. Now, snap back again. Earl, straight drop, looking into the middle. Can't find anyone. It's going to be taken down by Coupeville for about a 3-yard loss as He probably should have just ran there as he had open ground in front of him, but he was staying in the pocket trying to find his receiver.
Yeah, I think that Grady Earl is definitely most comfortable playing out of the pocket. I don't think he likes to run. He's definitely pretty good when he does.
Yeah.
But I think he likes to kind of stay behind his O-line and not really expose himself to linebackers.
It could be. Now, Earl in the pistol. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Straight drop, looking downfield. Ball is away and out onto the flat to Hennessy. Hennessy had to dive, had it in his hands for a second, but drops it. So we'll have 3rd down and 16.
Well, you saw there that pass was just a little bit far out. It's not, it was catchable, but I would say if you're a receiver, your chance of catching that ball is like 20%, something like that.
Yep. And I think the good thing that's happening here is Earl is finding out that he has confidence in his linemen to block out Coupeville. Coupeville rushing 4.
Yeah, he realizes that he has some time.
He's got time, and he hasn't been under a lot of pressure tonight to throw. So, he can run, too. Now, Coupeville comes in, pressure in the middle, dumped off on a screen to Rivas Gutierrez, and up the field is going to pick up about 8, maybe 10 yards on the screen pass. So we'll have a 4th down and maybe 6.
Yeah.
And so that was a nice little screen pass as the rush was coming in quick. The Pirate line letting it through. And
but that was pretty solid execution from Rivas Gutierrez there. Did a good job moving. I got to say, I really like the way he runs. He's not the biggest guy, but, man, is he strong.
Boy, if he gets some momentum, he'll put the smack down on that.
He will. Yeah.
Because he is Richard Rivas Gutierrez coming in at 5'7", 230, and can run. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah. And we got a timeout by Coupeville.
Okay. So 7:06 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to Pirate Football on the Voice of Vashon, KVSH 101.9 on the FM dial, and worldwide on the web at voiceofvashon.org.
Additionally, streaming in full color live at visdtv.com.
Yep. And in the studio for tonight, for the Voice of Vashon, as always, is Dan Schuler. So I want to thank Dan Schuler for having put all of these games on the air for all of these years, because it's always Dan Schuler in the studio. Way to go, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep. So Pirates back out on the field. Coupeville coming back out after the timeout. Going to have 4th and 5 on the Coupeville 37 for the Pirates. 7:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Going to have 3 receivers to Earl's left. Saul Dennert, the lone receiver, to his right. Rivas Gutierrez in the backfield. Snap comes back. Straight drop. Looking over the middle. Ball's away and high to Saul Dennert. Dennert may have been open, but the ball just a little bit high. Not even close to being catchable.
Yeah, I think that Earl has been a little bit wary of passing the ball low. I think that is kind of what led in part to the 2 pick sixes earlier.
Yeah.
Is that the ball kind of about halfway through its trajectory was at a catchable height, and people just jumped up and picked him off.
Yeah.
So I think he's overcompensating a little bit.
Could be.
We've seen a few passes in the last few downs that have just been too high.
Right. So now Downs and hands it off to Hilborn. Hilborn sweeping to the right and getting strung out by Joe Galeri, and some of the other Pirates come up, and Saul Dennert takes him down hard, along with, I think that's Luke Larson out there on the flat on the far sideline towards Coupeville. Coupeville heading to the west end zone for the Pirate, or at the Vashon Field.
Yeah, that was a solid
we'll have
defensive
score for the
stop
Pirates
there
if they
by
want
the Pirates. I'll say. But I got to say, that was a real kind of bright spot for the Pirate defense there. They just did a good job. It was solidly executed. They lined up where they need to be.
Right.
And they just took the runner down.
Drop Hilborn for a 2-yard loss, and, just strung it out well. So now Downs in the backfield. Looks like with Toomey Stout. Downs, 1-step drop, pass out on the flat, intended for the younger Toomey Stout, and the ball is behind him and out of bounds. Incomplete.
Yeah. Almost looked like he got the tips of his fingers on it, but
not
quite.
But again, he had to reach back behind himself. So well-thrown ball, but just not accurate.
One thing I got to say that always sort of impresses on me when we commentate football games like this, the number of families that have more than one really good player on a team.
Yeah.
We saw it 2 weeks ago against Concrete. You see it in the Toomey Stout brothers here in this game. You see the Hoisington family for VHS.
Yeah.
Seems pretty common.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not unusual. You have a senior, you have a sophomore.
Something
So
like
now
that.
Downs takes the snap, pass over the middle. It's going to be high, way incomplete. As it was intended for. That was Jake Hoagland out there, and Hoagland had to be 10 feet tall or taller.
That wasn't even close to, I'd say, any of the players for Coupeville.
So kind of interesting because Downs has been throwing a pretty nice ball tonight, and the last couple have just been very inaccurate. So we're going to have 4th and 12. I don't know if Coupeville's going to punt. Looks like Downs is the punter as well, so be aware of any trickery here, as you were talking about now. Snap back to Downs. Downs is going to kick. Ball is away. No one back to receive for Vashon. Good Coupeville roll down to the 25, going all the way down to the 22-yard line. And so we're going to have, a 43-yard punt for Downs there and Coupeville. And Vashon didn't have anyone back, so maybe they were expecting something tricky and wanted everyone up on the line.
It's interesting because it seems to me in that situation, the thing to do is to put at least one man deep.
Yeah, maybe put your safety back and just let him field it. Just keep it from – because that ball took about a 20-yard roll.
Right. If they had just had someone to receive it, I mean, it would have eliminated, like you were saying, about 20 yards on the roll.
Yeah.
And then, however many yards it would have been able to recuperate running up for much better field position for the Pirates.
So now Pirates back on the field on offense again, 5:58 to go in the second. Earl with 3 receivers to his right, looking and steps up into the pocket. Now decides to run, but right in the arms of one of the Coupeville defenders. Not sure who that is. 74 for Coupeville, Tyler McClamant.
I would
McClamant,
say,
I guess.
yeah, McClamant sounds about right.
Earl actually dropped for a 2-yard loss on it.
Yeah, he was trying to get through the line and just right into him.
It could have been one of the corrections. I think Coach Easley said, if you have the opportunity to run, because he's missed some opportunities.
Yeah.
And, now snap back to Earl again, looking left, flushed out of the pocket, nowhere to go, going to be taken down back on about the 8 or 9 yard line by McClamant and a couple of the other Coupeville players.
Yeah,
number 60, Jake Pease, and one of the other guys for Coupeville.
Coupeville D-line did a really good job breaking through the Pirates O-line and just putting the pressure on Earl. And you've really seen them start to ramp up the pressure on Earl recently.
Right.
And I think things like that are really good as a defense to kind of trigger miscues and kind of get the offense working against itself. You can just rattle the quarterback.
So here we're going to have 3rd and 22 approximately. And Earl back, Rivas in the backfield with him now, straight drop, looking over the middle. And he's going to go down again as all of a sudden Coupeville has found the formula, and this is down on about the 2-yard line. So the Pirates just going backwards. Not sure what's happened to the line all of a sudden.
They've been protecting Earl. Safety territory.
Yeah, they've been protecting Earl well.
Yeah, because I was going to say, one of the things that's really happened in this game that I've really liked and noticed has been the offensive line play, but this drive it's been non-existent.
So ball on the 5-yard line. Grady Earl to punt. Punt is back. Kick is away. No one back for Coupeville, and the ball is going to run and take a big Pirate bounce out all the way to the 44-yard line. So that was almost a 40-yard kick for Grady Earl. Got the Pirates out of a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, although I'll say the other thing is it went out to about the 44, but he was kicking out of the back of the end zone, so the distance that kick traveled would actually be closer to 55.
Yeah, absolutely. And but it did take a nice Pirate bounce as it got out there.
Definitely.
So Coupeville with 4:08 to go in the second quarter, leading 34-0 over the Pirates. Will start 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Snap back downs, hands off to Cameron Toomey Stout. Stout breaks one Pirate tackle and makes it back to the 40-yard line on a sweep to the left-hand side, just kind of a fly sweep.
Yeah.
Moving left. And
flag on the play.
Yeah, I think it was Joe Galleri and had him in there and hit him about 5 yards deep in the backfield and just couldn't hold on as Cameron Toomey Stout got the ball. But we are having a call against the Pirates. Not sure. Was it a horse collar?
I thought I saw hands to the face.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that call is there, but the referee reached behind his neck and then just pointed to Vashon. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a horse collar, but
I
guess we'll
see anything like that.
15 yards, so personal foul of some kind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't see it.
I did see there was a bit of fairly physical contact against the runner there into the end. Someone might have gotten a hand in or something. I don't know.
So that takes the Coupeville down to the 26-yard line of the Pirates.
Jeez, Pirates can't catch a break today.
Yeah, no. Downs now taking the snap. Pass out on the flat to the younger Toomey Stout. He has running room up across 20 down to the 10-yard line before being taken down by the Pirates. And again, just a pass out on the flat. The receiver's not even downfield. He takes a step back from his original lineup, and just the cornerback for Vashon just playing a little too soft.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, between the fact that the quarterbacks for the Pirates are playing really soft and that the wide receiver core for Coupeville has the ability to really burn players. They're fast, they're agile, and they move. They're taking advantage of that little bit of space to just get past the corners.
Right. So I've had the Toomey Stout brothers backwards. It's Sean is the older one who's had most of the carries, and Cameron is the younger one, the receiver. So apologize for that. But just saying Toomey Stout over the others there, it's a little bit of a mouthful.
And now we're seeing a penalty against Coupeville. Was that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Ball's back on the 15-yard line, so we have first down and 15. Coupeville cannot get a first down now.
Looks like a delay game to me.
Yeah, Downs with Toomey Stout in motion. Hands off to, I'm not sure who he handed off to, but the ball is still moving. It is a scrum out there that the whole about 20 kids are in it, and they're just kind of moving around the field, and got down to about the, I'd say, 13-yard line maybe?
Something like that. I'd say that there were at least 20 in that scrum. I'd say I only saw one or two players stand outside.
I know. They were just all pushing against each other, and finally the whole pile just fell over.
Yeah, so, it was a real pileup.
Picked up 2
like
yards.
A rugby game.
And now Downs is going to be under center on this play with an power eye in the backfield. Ball is on the ground, and Toomey Stout falls on it as it was going to be the halfback coming through the line, and the ball somehow just got bumped and came out.
It looks like they bobbled the hand off and it went down onto the ground.
Yeah, you know what? I think what happened is it was a power eye, and the fullback coming through may have bumped the ball from Downs.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that, because I believe it was going to Sean Toomey Stout on the play. But now we have another timeout with 2:11 to go in the second quarter.
Just some weirdness in the backfield.
Yeah, well, it happens. And thankfully it's happening to Coupeville because we need some breaks.
I was going to say 2:11 left in the first half. Score is 34-0 Coupeville.
Yep.
And they have the ball.
So we have a third down. Ball is sitting on the 16-yard line of Vashon.
Yeah, it's a long down, but I think Coupeville's really been moving the ball pretty well, and I think they have the ability to really punch it through if they can get their offense together a little bit.
And, the running game's been okay for Coupeville. It's been those passes out on the flat. Vashon won't come up on the receivers, and so they're giving them the easy reception and then just letting the receivers run.
Right. Well, I think the concern from the perspective of the quarterbacks for the Pirates is that they don't have the speed to keep up with them one-on-one.
Yeah.
And so they have to give them the space and the separation so that they don't get burnt running parallel to each other.
I kind of think that's where your safeties come into play, too. If you put your cornerbacks up and bump and run, because there's 10 yards of separation. Now Downs rolling to his left, looking downfield, sees the receiver. The receiver comes back for Coupeville, catches the ball on about the 2-yard line. Can't run after that. Number 8 for Coupeville. That is to Jake Hoagland. Yeah. So Downs was just kind of running out to his left on a designed, quarterback basically, I guess, run option pass.
Yeah, well executed there for Coupeville. Passes where it needed to be, and it all just came together.
So with a minute 53 to go in the first half, Coupeville's going to have 4th down and 2, the ball on the 2. Downs going to be under center. Power I again for Coupeville. And now we have timeout Vashon.
A lot of timeouts getting called here towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, well, you might as well use them.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I always notice is a lot of teams really don't use their timeouts, especially in the first half. And it's one of those things where if you're going to end the first half with 3 timeouts, you might as well take the timeouts you have and just use them to create a little bit of offense. You know, just stop, regroup, say, here's what we're going to do, maybe drop a play, and, you know, put them to work for yourself.
Sure.
You know, it's not a big thing, but I think that a lot of teams could benefit from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we have Connor Hoisington coming back out of the locker room, and he is in street clothes.
Yeah.
So you're right, Sean. He is done for tonight. I hope that he isn't going to miss more of the season, but we'll find out next week because that's a big loss for the Pirates.
And I'd say most importantly, just hope he's generally in good health.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he looks like he is, so that's the good thing.
He looks to be in generally good physical health, and he seems to be in good spirits.
Yeah.
It's always concerning.
Yep. So now, going to have Coupeville coming back to the line after the timeout. Again, Downs under center, power I. Sweep by Sean Toomey Smith, and Toomey Smith is going to make the corner and into the end zone as he jumps over one of the Pirate defenders on the ground. So 2-yard run for a touchdown for Sean Toomey Stout. And we're going to have a 40-0 lead here taken by Coupeville.
Yeah. It's another one of those plays you're seeing where the Coupeville players are just running faster than the Pirate defense. You know, just cutting across the field.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really anyone that could keep up with him or line up to really try and hit him on the goal line.
Yeah. Well, that's where, your defensive ends come in. They're supposed to string that play out. And then the linebackers, if they can string it out, the linebackers come through from the backside and take out the running back. But it's really up to the defensive end to make that play.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, so Hilborn here, snap is back. It's high. And too high. And so the holder for Coupeville picked it up, not sure who it is, and started floating out to his right. Found a receiver in the end zone, passed it in, 2-point conversion for Coupeville.
Yeah, that reception was by Sean Toomey Stout.
Okay, so Sean Toomey Stout. Who's the holder for Coupeville, number 10?
Number 10 is Shane Lucy.
Shane Lucy
also
did a nice
notably
job.
One of the backup quarterbacks.
Okay, well, there you go. That's why he threw a nice pass.
Yeah, almost looked designed. It came together really nicely.
So with 1:33 to go in the second quarter, Vashon is down 42-0.
You know, it's funny. I was sitting in class today joking around with a buddy of mine on what we had the over-under on this game at, and the debate was whether or not to put it at 45 or 56, and here we are at 42 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I was hoping for something different, but right at the moment we're not seeing it. So
rough for the Pirates.
Yep. So we will have Hilborn kicking off again. Going to be his, is that his 8th kickoff? Yeah.
It's in that ballpark.
It's in that ballpark.
Plus or minus one or two,
I think that is, I think 6 touchdowns scored by Coupeville, so it's his 7th kickoff. So he kicked off to start the game, so we're wearing Hilborn out.
Yeah. I got to say, good kicking practice.
Yeah. Stephen Rice back deep for the Pirates. Upman, Luke Larson, Saul Dennert, and Andreas Stark. Now Hilborn's run up to the ball, kick from the 40, ball's away. Low kick, hits once. Stephen Rice picks it up at the 15-yard line, starts up the field, cross 25, 30. Stays on his feet. One hand down, gives himself another couple of yards. Nice run by Stephen Rice as he brings it back 17 to the 32.
Props to Stephen Rice for lowering his shoulder, hitting the defender, and creating just a few extra yards there.
Yeah, got one hand down to keep his balance and couldn't quite keep the feet, but he did get extra yards out of it. Actually up to the 33, so nice job, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing you really look for in football players. It's just players who give the little bit of extra effort to get those few extra yards. And, a lot of times that really makes the difference.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So now we're going to have 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right of Earl Rivas in the backfield. Hand off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez up the middle for Richard, and he's up to the 41-yard line, picking up 8 yards on a straight dive play. So nice little run by Richard Rivas Gutierrez there.
Yeah, I really like the way he runs. He just goes.
There's a low center of gravity there.
Yeah, not a tall guy, but a big guy.
But a big guy. Yeah, snap back to Earl. Earl hands it off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez again. Gutierrez across the 42, 43-yard line near the first down marker. May have it.
Yeah.
And now they're calling there. I think they're saying third down. Not quite there. The knee was down.
I'd have brought out the chains on that one.
Yeah, so we're going to have a third and about the length of a football for a first down. Yeah, no, wow, that was a crummy spot.
I got to say.
I'd say it's a half a yard now.
Yeah, they moved that back probably a half a yard from where it should have been.
Yeah. So Grady Earl, 25 seconds to go in the half. Hands off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez kind of working to his right along the line, cuts up the field and picks up about 4 yards and a Pirate first down with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, that play, he almost threw himself down in between the arms of 2 defenders. Just using his low center of gravity to move and get extra yards.
Right, and Gutierrez not able to find the hole that was originally intended for him, and so he just kept moving down the line until he found some space and headed upfield. Now, straight drop by Earl. Earl looking downfield, long pass, intended for Saul Dennard. Dennard has it go through his hands. Boy, there's a lot of contact there, but no call. I thought that possibly we would get a pass interference call on Coupeville, but no dice.
You know, I thought I saw pass interference there. I think the refs might be called it the way they did because that ball was pretty far out of bounds. And you could get pass interference negated if the ball's uncatchable.
Yeah, it could have been uncatchable. It was behind Dennard a little bit, but he did get some hands on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So 7 seconds to go, 2nd and 10. Ball back to Earl. Earl looking out on the flat, pump fakes once and hits Saul Dennard out on the flat about the 47-yard line of Coupeville. And as time runs out, both teams will go into the locker room with Vashon down 42-0. So when we come back to start the second half, Sean, believe we're going to have a running clock.
Yeah, the rule is a 40-point deficit.
Yep.
Is what triggers the running clock, and right now the deficit is 42 points.
And the Pirates haven't been close to scoring tonight, but 3 defensive touchdowns by Coupeville are the huge difference maker.
I would say, because not only does that create the points for Coupeville, but it stops the Pirates from creating points.
Yeah, exactly.
If it weren't for those 3, and if the Pirates had scored in maybe even 2 of those situations, we'd have a close game on our hands.
Yeah. So with a 15-minute timeout coming, we're going to take a little bit of break here on the Voice of Vashon, and we'll be back to call the second half of the Pirates and Coupeville here. Just want to say, go Pirates.
Go Pirates.
Pirates of all ages, put your hands together for the Vashon Island Spirit Band. Directed by Sam Baker.
Everyone to the voice of Vashon and Pirate football as your Vashon Pirates are taking on the Coupeville Wolves in a non-league, well, it's a cross-league playoff game. It's not a playoff game, but it's regular season game. We'll get that out. Unfortunately, Coupeville is leading here 42-0 as we start the second half, so we will have a running clock, and Pirates will kick off. Back to receive for Coupeville. We're going to have, I think, Sean Toomey Stout, and I can't see the second number. Oh, his brother Cameron. So the Toomey Stout brothers are deep, standing back about the 15-yard line for Coupeville. Grady Earl to kick off for Vashon. Ball is away. Good kick's going to be going right to, I believe that's Sean Toomey Stout. He starts up the field, across 35, up to the 40. No, that is Cameron, and taken down by Saul Dennard at the 42-yard line after about a 20-yard return, maybe a 25-yard return. So Coupeville will start 1st and 10 at the Pirate 42.
One thing that's really impressed me about Toomey Stout is his vision. He does a good job kind of reading the defenders, or, you know, in this case, the people on return coverage, and kind of positioning himself well to go through them and around them. He moves well. I like it.
Yeah. So Coupeville up the line. Downs will be in the pistol formation. Going to hand it off to Sean Toomey Stout on a sweep left. Cuts up field, get taken down by Jack Cunningham and Joe Galeri after about a 3-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain on just a fly sweep there to the left-hand side.
You know, I think sort of plays like this have really been pretty indicative of how the game as a whole has gone. It's just Coupeville makes a solid gain. You know, Pirates can't do a whole ton about it. They move and they keep going.
So Coupeville up the line. Stout in the pistol again. Going to hand it off to Hilborn. Hilborn cutting to the right, gets spun around 180 and goes back left and picks up a little bit of running room as he goes for about 5 yards. So we're going to have 3rd and 2 right at the 50-yard line for Coupeville. Yeah. And Hilborn on the, again, kind of another little fly or jet sweep to the right, got hit by one of the Pirates, spun 180 and just saw green in front of him, so ran back the other direction the way he came and picked up 5.
You know, the Pirates really kind of need to try and wrap those players down on first contact.
Yeah.
You know, there have been a lot of yards after contact, and not even in situations where it looked like they could have been tackled. They'll just glance off someone and keep going.
Now Downs under center, pitch back to Sean Toomey Stout going to the 50, and then he gets hit by Jack Cunningham. Cunningham shakes off Hilborn, trying to block for Toomey Stout, and goes right through him and tackles Stout for a 1-yard loss. So nice job by Jack Cunningham, coming up out of his out of his safety position, or
I can't tell. He might have been playing corner.
He might be cornering, so we'll check that out.
He's just listed as a defensive back on the roster, so it could have been either.
So yeah, I think Jack's playing safety there for the Pirates. Maybe kind of a weak side linebacker almost.
Yeah, kind of playing it
Yeah.
close.
Now, pass out on the flat to Cameron Toomey Stout. Stout, he's going to get across the 47-yard line, pick up the first down as that pass out on the flat got hit by Jess Laseth right away, but gets the first. So, again, that soft coverage by the Pirates allows that pass out on the flat by the Wolves.
Yeah. You know, really in that situation, the contact was where it needed to be, but he was just able to power through it and fall forward for, about a yard and a half over the first down.
And part of it is they just run hard.
They do.
Yeah,
they really do.
And that's kind of a key to football. If you're going to play, you just you got to turn and burn.
Yeah,
even if you're not fast, just run hard.
Go.
Now Downs out of the pistol, fakes left, and hands it off to new Coupeville running back. Haven't seen this one before, number 32 for Coupeville.
Actually not on the roster.
Okay.
Boy, what I'm noticing is the Pirates are really tackling high. They need to hit him in the legs and wrap him up instead of just trying to do it with the upper body. It's too easy for them to break out because they keep their legs churning.
I completely agree. I mean, they're just bouncing off defenders. Their arm might try and go around the shoulder, just slips off, and it's not good. They got to get the ankles. I think they need to improve sort of on the fundamentals of tackling.
2nd and 7 now for the Wolves. The running clock down to 7:50 to go in the third quarter. Snap back to Downs, hands it off to Sean Toomey Stout. Stout looking for running room, kind of picks his way through the Pirate line as he was sweeping left and maybe picked up 2, possibly 3 yards. We're going to have a third and about 4, but Toomey Stout still down on the ground as he gets coach coming in from the sideline. Looks like he's maybe got a little bit of a knee. On his right knee, possibly. I'm not sure, but
almost looks like it might be groin.
Yeah, it could be. So coach is out talking to him now.
Back to tackling. Half of the plays here in the second half, the Pirates have been in the backfield and met them. They just don't finish the deal, and that's all tackling right there.
Yeah. You're really seeing a lot of yards after contact from Coupeville.
We've seen a lot of that this season, Kev. Part of the issue, just like you say, they hit him high, and even hitting him high, they don't commonly wrap him up. It's just like they want to hit him and have the guy fall down. Well, most people playing football now, Sean Toomey Stout going off the field, being supported as he's holding that right leg. So I don't know if he's got a cramp or actual leg damage, but they are getting him off, so hopefully Sean is okay. Good football player for the Wolves.
He's not putting any weight on that right leg there going off.
No.
I would guess, especially with the scoreline the way it is, we don't see him again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Got a quick update on the Washington State USC game.
Yeah.
Cougars are up 3-0.
All right. Way to go, Cougs.
I don't ever say this, but hey, I'm rooting for the Cougs this time.
Go Cougs.
There you go.
Yeah, just between you guys, me, and the entire radio audience.
Yeah, that's right. The massive listening audience to the voice of Vashon.
Yeah.
We are worldwide.
Worldwide on KVSHLP 101.9.
That's right.
Additionally available in Technicolor, live on the internet at visdtv.com, supported by the wonderful folks at the Riptide Broadcast.
Way to go. That's Mr. Denlinger and his crew there.
Yep.
So time is still out. Both teams are off on the sidelines. Not really sure why they got Toomey Stout off the field and now, but coming back on, maybe just the injury and kind of resetting things. So we're going to have 3rd and 4 with 7:34 to go in the third quarter from Coupeville at the Pirate 42-yard line.
Did we mention to start off the broadcast in the second half, we're having a running clock here in the second half?
Yeah. So now Downs in pistol, gets a snap, straight drop, looking long downfield, long pass, has a receiver out there. One hand goes off of, that is a Hoagland out there. Nice pass by Downs, but Hoagland maybe just a half a step short of catching it. Pretty good coverage by the Pirates as they were step for step, but maybe Hoagland had just a little bit of a crease on a perfectly thrown ball. He would have caught it.
The other thing that I really liked there on that play is the Pirate defensive line did a good job starting to collapse the pocket and put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. I think they forced that throw out maybe a little earlier than he would have liked to have.
Yeah, could be. So now Coupeville, 4th and 4, going for it. Downs takes a snap, looking downfield, over the middle, passes wide of Hoagland. Not even close, just thrown way behind him. As a ball will go over on Downs to the Pirates. So that may be the Pirates' first. That's their second defensive stop because Downs did have to punt
there was one punt
in the first half. So Pirates will start their first offensive possession of the second half at their own 41-yard line.
With 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
Pirates need to show a little urgency here if they want to get here with the running clock. They almost need to go to a hurry-up offense.
Yeah. We'll see how quick they can make it because the clock is running right now where typically it would be turned off as the ball goes over. So we're going to have trips on the receivers left, and we're going to have no call, but one of the Pirate offensive line was moving, but I guess the whistle had been blown in now. Hand off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez. Gutierrez still on his feet. Going through the middle of the line, cuts back from his right to his left, and in crossing, knocks over Matt Hilborn, runs right through him, but loses his balance and falls down after about a 12-yard run by Richard Rivas Gutierrez there.
Oh, that was something.
And that was just a straight dive between the guard and tackle off the right side of the line, and Gutierrez hitting a couple of the linebackers, cut back to his left and picked up extra yardage for the Pirates. Now snap back to Grady Earl. Earl, straight drop, looking downfield, pass over the middle and goes to Will Hennessy, but the ball comes out and Hennessy can't hold on, so incomplete.
That was close, but I think that one thing that you're seeing is pretty strong coverage from the Coupeville defensive backs, and I think is making Earl having to kind of try and create space for his wide receivers. It results in kind of the throws that are maybe a little low or a little out to the side. He's kind of having to make them lead out for it a little bit.
Right. Now Earl hands off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez again. Gutierrez across the 45-yard line down to about the 44, maybe the 43. They're going to spot it at the 43, so he's going to pick up 4 yards. Another good run by Richard Rivas Gutierrez.
I like how he runs.
I know.
He lowers his shoulder and says, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
And they need some defensive players that are willing to hit like that.
I mean, he's not afraid to just plow through a guy. And he's strong enough to do it.
For 5'7", 230, he's built like a Sherman tank, and he just kind of keeps on rumbling. Now, snap back to Earl, hands off to Gutierrez again. Gutierrez didn't quite have the handle on the ball and trying to grip it, was more concerned about that. Got tripped up by Coupeville, maybe gained a yard.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're going to have 4th and 6 on the Coupeville 42.
It'll be interesting to see if the Pirates choose to run or throw here, because running really has been working for them.
Yeah, snap back to Earl now. Fakes off to Gutierrez. Ball tipped to the line. Almost picked up by Andreas Stark about 10 yards downfield as the tip went high and long downfield. Coupeville, one of the defensive linemen, got a paw on it, but ball goes, hits the ground, goes incomplete.
Well, that pass there, it was just a little bit low.
Yeah.
I batted it down. I think that kind of cues into a theme we can see with the Pirates, just little miscues on offense, you know. Something goes just not quite perfect. You know, you get just a little error here, a little error there, and it, you know, really it's been hurting them.
Yeah. Yep, so Coupeville will start 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Downs in pistol, going to hand off. I think I heard the name called out was Martin. Martin stopped at the line now, comes out of it, down across the 40, 30-yard line, heading towards the end zone. Finally pulled down by Jonathan Quintons, but Martin there was stopped almost at the line of scrimmage, and he just popped out of the scrum and moving to his left, kept on going and picked up about, I'd say, 28 yards on that carry there.
I mean, it's exactly like Kevin was saying earlier with the Pirate tackling. They're making the contact, but they're not getting low, and they're not taking them out, and they're just bouncing off.
Yeah, you got to get low.
Or get your arms totally wrapped around them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to make arm tackles, at least do it right.
So now Coupeville back up the line, 1st and 10, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Snap back to Downs, going to hand off to, looks like Hoagland. Hoagland moving to his left, cuts back to the middle of the line, and going to pick up about 4 yards before being tackled, as it looked like they wanted to sweep right and nowhere to go, so Hoagland just cut into the middle and did end up with some positive gain.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's one of those things. Is the run defense for the Pirates, it really isn't where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And they're allowing a lot of movement.
Coupeville back to the line, snap back to Downs, hands off to Martin. Martin, just straight dive right at the middle, going to pick up around 5. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 to go for Coupeville. As clock seems to tick.
Yeah,
Cody Whitman on the tackle for the Pirates.
You know, you really see how the clock runs in football when you don't have stoppages. I mean, we're down to a minute left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
It's just flying.
Got an 8:40 boat to catch, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, I think
Yeah.
that's why we start early, because Coupeville has to take two ferries.
boats, yeah.
Oh,
And,
jeez, yeah.
and
they
the
do.
last boat, maybe over to Whidbey, it may leave earlier rather than later, so we don't have the normal 7 o'clock start. And yeah, the flag had blown, and one of the Pirates had taken down Martin, just threw him down to the ground. So I don't know if that drew a flag or the flag was already when the whistle blew. So there may have been motion on Coupeville.
False start.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a false start, but then they really threw him down, and that was.
Yeah.
That was a wrestling takedown.
Yeah,
right there.
it was.
Yeah, Martin kind of took exception to it too. I don't blame him on that.
Yep.
I'm
That's gonna end the 3rd quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to have 3rd down and about 7 for Coupeville when we start the 4th quarter. And we'll switch ends of the field, so Coupeville will have the ball on the Pirate 26-yard line.
Boy, football's a fast game with a running clock. It sure is.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really moving.
Yeah, imagine if we played all the games like this.
Yeah.
We don't want to.
No.
Yeah, in and out in an hour. That's no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we want to see a good competitive game.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of that, unfortunately, USC has scored.
Oh.
Go ahead, 7-3 with 7:40 left in the 1st quarter. Down. They're at Washington.
Yeah, they're
State.
Washington
it's in
State.
Pullman.
Yeah.
At Pullman tonight.
So darn those guys.
Now that should be a good game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be.
Especially with the game being in Pullman, I think that really should even it out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm guessing that the Yates family might be represented at that game tonight.
Yep. Sam is there with his, I don't know, they have some sorority, fraternity,
with his
dating
sorority
thing.
sisters.
Yes. So it's quite a big event. I mean, USC, I think they're all planning on some type of spectacular ending, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be a great night over on the Blues.
Got some pictures earlier of some of the goings on, so
nice.
Looked like they were having fun to start.
You know, Pac-12 football I'm really liking what I'm seeing from all the teams that
Oh,
are in
yeah.
this year. It's real
Yeah.
strong, real
Yeah.
competitive.
And there's truly nothing like being at a college football game.
Yeah.
I mean, the
I
energy
mean,
level that's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, right.
It's unique.
The fans, it is. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good energy from the fans and the players, and
Yep.
so here we're starting the 4th quarter. Coupeville on the 26-yard line of the Pirates. Downs in pistol, going to hand it off to Martin, straight up the middle. Martin being taken down. We're going to have a face mask there on
Something.
Pirate, maybe on Jess Laseth, because Martin just got hauled down. Got
Yeah.
hit and then hauled down by the face mask. So
Yeah,
that
it's
is
been
That's going to be a 15-yard
Yeah,
variety
that's-
because he didn't let go.
no, that was a
Yeah.
flagrant.
I mean, he just reached out, he yanked it. That looked pretty intentional to me,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
say.
So
Well, it might have saved a touchdown, however.
yeah,
He had some open field
yeah,
there.
you don't need that.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if your team gets to the point where a face mask is the only way you can prevent a touchdown, I think you've got bigger problems.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think that.
I always believe that it's never deliberate.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering why some of this stuff has happened, because it's all happening to Martin. So I wonder if he,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
he shouldn't be.
Little frustration.
Yeah, shouldn't be running it if that's what's going on. Anyways, Coupeville running the next play. Here, Stephen Rice comes up and hits the Coupeville running back. Not sure who that is. 33, new running back in the game.
That would be Teo Kilwitz. 5'7", 150-pound junior running back.
Yeah, picked up 4. So we're going to have second down on the 10-yard line for Coupeville. Downs in pistol. Martin right beside him. 2 receivers left, 2 right, hand off to Martin. Martin goes to his left, hit immediately by one of the Pirate linemen, going to get back to the line of scrimmage for Vashon. Evan Stanford took him down. So
the last 2 tackles have been nice tackles.
Yeah.
They've wrapped him up nicely.
Stanford hit him low, got him around the waist, and just drug him down.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Evan Stanford is a player for this Pirate team that doesn't necessarily get as much credit as he might deserve. He's been a real solid defensive presence.
Yeah.
Consistently through this season.
The Pirates have some big linemen. Like I said, we've been impressed with the offensive protection for Earl.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's really one of the biggest strengths of this team is the offensive and defensive lines, just sort of physicality.
Yeah.
And just, being where they need to be when they need to be there.
So now, Downs under center. Ball comes loose as it got snapped. And Pirates may have recovered the fumble.
Pirates got that.
Yeah, they did. Signal to Vashon. It's Joe Galleri jumped on it for Vashon. Not really sure Downs was under center. That ball just kind of squirted out.
Yeah,
and
almost looked like a bad snap.
Yeah, but
snap.
Anyway, something strange happened. Ball comes out. Vashon recovers, so we're going to have first down. Vashon with 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And Pirates will start from the 14-yard line, I guess it is.
Well, I got to say, I think that there's a lot of potential to really put together a solid drive and kind of gain a little bit of respectability and credit in this game. Because Rivas Gutierrez, he's been running well. The line looks good. The receivers have, been making some plays. I think they can maybe pull something together here.
Yeah. So, Grady Earl back in pistol, and we're going to have a flag. I don't know if that might be delayed game because it took a long time for Vashon to get going. No, it was a motion penalty by the Pirates.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked to me like a false start.
Obviously, I agree with I think now's a great opportunity for the Pirates to make a nice drive here because that was a nice defensive set they had to start the 4th quarter. They had a couple real good tackles. They recovered a fumble. Let's hope they get going the right direction.
Yeah, that's right. Now Earl takes that hand off to Rivas Gutierrez. Gutierrez right up the middle, over center, and going to run out to about the 18-yard line. So picked up about 4 yards. Richard Rivas Gutierrez just running hard for the Pirates, making some positive gains for him.
Yeah, I'm continually impressed by the way he runs. He runs hard, he runs physical. It's just a pleasure to watch.
Yep. Earl now takes that, hands off to Gutierrez again. Gutierrez moving to his right, but can't quite find the hole as he's taken down by Martin for Coupeville. And I think that's going to be a no gain there. Maybe 1 yard.
Yeah, I'd say it looks like about a
yard.
yard.
It looks like maybe gained a yard there. So we're going to have 3rd and 6 for Vashon. Going to have 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Vashon. Rivas Gutierrez in the backfield by himself with Earl. Earl takes a snap, fakes it to Gutierrez, has some running room coming across the 20 and out of bounds. And no, he didn't make the first down. He's going to be about 2 yards short.
That was a well-drawn-up, well-executed play. They really sold him on the fake. I think it's got a lot to do with how Rivas Gutierrez has been running. And when you get sort of a consistent physical presence like that, people go for him. And you can create opportunities like that around the side.
But could have had the first down.
Could have had the first down.
You gotta want it.
Cameron Toomey Stout was there, and he's got to take Toomey Stout on and just kind of try and run through him. Now the punt by Vashon. Nobody back for Coupeville. Ball is free and rolling. Going to be rolling all the way down to the 42-yard line. So that's about a 36-yard punt for the Pirates. Coupeville is going to take over with 6:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And leading 42-0, so.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens now. What can the Wolves do?
I mean, obviously they've been playing really consistently well on offense throughout the day. Scoreline 42-0 being fairly indicative of that, but Pirates have kind of stepped up their game on defense a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
So Coupeville back now. Looks like they have a new quarterback in, number 2, and Martin is hit on the straight handoff and in the backfield. Not sure who, I think it was Evan Stanford hit him first for Vashon. And then Joe Galeri was there and Jess Laseth. So Martin lost maybe a yard on the run.
Yeah, something like that.
Possibly 2.
Strong defensive play from the Pirates there.
Yeah, new quarterback for Coupeville is Dawson Houston.
5'11", 150-pound sophomore.
Yep.
Again, good to see the Pirates in the backfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So now Houston is going to be is going to have a jet sweep to number 22, and he's going nowhere. Wow, he's dropped for about a 5-yard loss by one of the Pirates there.
Pirates look like they're calling as though they have the ball. I don't know if they do.
Yeah.
I saw a helmet come off there.
And that's 22 for.
Oh, they are switching out.
Yeah, Pirates got the ball.
Okay,
wow.
There was another fumble. It was 22 running the ball for Coupeville. He is not on the program. Not sure who he was, but it was just a sweep play to the right, and Pirates got deep in the backfield.
Yeah.
No. The ball came loose.
Is the best field position Pirates had?
Yeah.
Pretty darn close. They've been down to about the 25-yard line,
so
right? But they're going to start on the 33 of Coupeville for this one.
Power formation right up the middle.
Yep. So
that's what I'm calling.
Yeah, there you go. Just give Richard the ball.
Give him the ball. Let him go.
And there he goes. Gives Richard the ball. And Richard up to the 30-yard line, down to about the 28. So he's going to pick up about 5 yards. Coupeville's got some substitutes in there now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in these situations, you want to use your depth. You want to get as much experience as you can.
Sure.
But at the same time, especially kind of Division I football, there's not a ton of backups always.
Right. Now hand off to Richard Rivas Gutierrez again, and he's right up the middle between the center and the guard, and going to pick up around 8 yards, I guess, and that's going to be a Pirate first down. So we'll have 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, more solid running from Rivas Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Boy, is he fun to watch.
Going to be 3 minutes left in the quarter now. Snap back to Earl. Earl going to hand it off to Gutierrez again. Gutierrez into the middle of the line, going to pick up maybe 1 or 2 yards. Not a lot.
Yeah.
That was a slow developing play right there.
Yeah, it really was.
Clock continues to move. Pirates back up the line. We're going to have 2nd down and 8 on the 19-yard line. Now snap back to Earl. Earl looking downfield, long pass across the middle and knocked down by one of the Coupeville Wolves. Intended for Saul Denhert. May have been knocked down by Hilborn, but wasn't quite sure who was there on the coverage.
To be Cameron Stout.
Okay, okay.
Player we've seen real strong play from today.
Okay.
Yeah, that was real solid defensive coverage there.
Yeah.
Just got where he needed to be and
just stepped right in front of the receiver and knocked it down. So we're going to have 3rd and 8. Ball, snap back to Earl, hand it off to Gutierrez. Gutierrez right up the middle, keeps on rumbling all the way down to about the 11-yard line. And so we should have about a 4th down and 1 yard to go for a 1st down.
It looks like they're spotting it as closer to 2.
Yeah, it could be 4th and 2, so on the 11. Vashon going for it, 1:30 to go in the ball game. Now snap back, hand it off to Richard. Oh, Earl keeps it on a good fake to Gutierrez, and he's going to get into the end zone for a running touchdown. So Grady Earl on a nice fake to Richard Rivas Gutierrez goes 11 yards for a Pirate score. So nice run by Grady Earl.
That was a perfectly executed fake. I mean, that's one thing that I know, especially earlier on this quarter, is they can sell the fakes because of the physicality of the backs like, Rivas Gutierrez.
And that was a great fake.
Yeah, it was.
I thought he had the ball.
So the Pirates get on the board with 1:25 to go in the ball game. Going to have Saul Dennert holding and Grady Earl kicking on the point after. And play is ready. Snap is back. Ball's down, and Earl's kick is up, and I think it's right through. Nice kick by Grady Earl. Yeah.
That would have been a field goal from 30 yards out.
Yeah, would have been
a nice kick.
So with 1:25 to go, it's Vashon 7 and Coupeville 42.
Yeah, you can think there's a lot of excitement in the stands here.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd say that's the first home touchdown in a while.
Yeah.
And hey, you know,
They
celebrate.
They scored. That's good. That's right. Yeah, the small victories.
Exactly.
Well, an update from the Palouse with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Still USC 7, Washington State Cougars 3.
Okay.
Ooh. Close game.
Well, I was hoping that the update was the Cougars had scored again.
Yeah, they have not yet.
So Vashon will kick. 1:25 to go exactly.
You know, it's just a rule question I want to pose to my little panel here.
Yeah.
The line or the score differential is now under 40 points. Are they going to start stopping the clock?
No. Yeah, I've often wondered that too. I think the clock continues to run. Now, maybe if the differential continues to shrink somehow, then possibly, but I don't know.
The way the rule reads is once you start a running clock, you don't stop it.
Huh,
okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you might think that if something happened and you got within a couple of scores or something, you know, craziness takes place.
Think you might want to help facilitate a comeback. I
Score
don't know.
quickly, onside kick, you know, bounces your way, you run it in for another touchdown, interception, touchdown.
Yeah, one of those games.
Yeah.
Always fun.
The Cougs did that to Boise State earlier in the season.
Oh,
I turned it off. It was like 31-10. I said, I'm going to bed. And Cougs came back and won with about 10 minutes to go in the game. Now, there's the kick. Goes up the field, handled by, looks like Cameron Toomey Stout. And Stout had nowhere to go. Gets tackled immediately, but it bounced through about two Coupeville players before Stout finally picked it up. So they'll start 1st and 10 on about the 30-yard line. And clock is running. We're ticking down to a minute to go in the game.
Funnily enough, student section is currently chanting, "I believe that we will win."
Hey, you got to believe. You got to be positive.
Put a little bit of life into the crowd.
Yeah. There's not a huge crowd here from Coupeville.
No.
But that's a bit of a trip down.
Well,
so,
yeah,
but they can listen to it all on the Voice of Vashon. You know,
you don't need to
and
be
watch
here.
it
You've got
watch
us.
it. Yeah. On
it's VISDTV.com.
There you go.
Coupeville just took a knee, and I think they're going to take one more and call it a night.
Okay.
Anyone that wants to catch the last 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah. So Coupeville will take a knee, and that will wrap up the game, and Coupeville will go home victorious. Their 2 ferry boat ride will be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'd say so.
With a win, and so going home 42-7. Next week, the Pirates have, gosh, you know, trying to think of who they play next week.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Cascade Christian, but I know they got Cascade Christian at home in a couple of weeks. It might be Charles Wright next week.
I think it might be.
Yeah, so anyways, So with that, both teams will meet in the field, and I want to thank, again, the Voice of Vashon, KVSHLP 101.9, for putting Vashon Pirate Football on the air. Appreciate everyone who's listened tonight, and for Kevin Linnell and Sean Robertson, I'm John Yates. Thanks for listening to Pirate Football. Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Charge.
Kids are going through competency-based learning. That's how they demonstrate. That's how they earn their experience. They use this demonstrated.
And we don't have that, so hopefully.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I need to call my mom.
yeah, through a university.
Well, we have a thing where students, like our native speakers, they've been taking the
That's different.
Yeah, it's different. Then there's another one.
I'll just keep going until someone comes out and tells me differently, or you guys tell me over the internet.